Another week, another round of highlights and campus stories. This is the Uon Weekly, where we bring you the latest happenings, updates, and stories that matter here at the University of Nairobi. My name is Ruby Mutegi, and here are the highlights. The Finance in Action Conference.
I believe finance literacy is very important because as a young generation, we need to know how to handle money as soon as possible. We need to know how to invest, how to secure yourself for the future.
University sports field closures.
Their morale is going to be affected because they're so used to the training facilities here.
And finally, the Library Cultural Day, 2nd edition.
So the library stocks a lot of books in our diverse cultures.
In a move to connect young minds with the realities of the financial world, finance students from across East Africa gathered at the University of Nairobi for a regional conference. The event, which was hosted by the Finance and Investments Students Association, aimed to create meaningful conversations about financial literacy and opportunity. Our reporter Ruwaida Abdullahi tells us more.
The Finance and Investment Association organized a conference themed Finance in Action, hosting students of finance in East Africa as an aim to meet its vision and mission.
We actually bring together people who are not really, whom necessarily might not be of the finance background.
Finance right now more than ever is going through evolutionary change, and we need to have these conversations because we are clouded onto more traditional finance. We are forgetting about fintech, climate, all these new spheres that are coming into finance.
More than 2/3 of students regularly use financial products and services. However, the level of financial literacy remains too low, posing a financial risk, according to a new Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development report. Experts elaborated on the importance of financial literacy, especially the young people, to enable them understand key financial concepts.
Kenya's fintech industry is still developing. Look at the leading players in the industry, learn from them. We've seen a lot of these apps like Visa, Revolut. These are platforms that they can register on whilst they are in Kenya. And the whole idea is to try and make things more convenient.
I believe finance literacy is very important because as a young generation, we need to know how to handle money as soon as possible. We need to know how to invest, how to secure yourself for the future.
Students got a chance to interact with industry leaders and experts in matters of finance, and it was also a pathway for them to discover career opportunities and network with corporate partners across East Africa.
Yeah, we offer mentorship through internship programs. Yeah, so with I&M, because now I&M is a big bank.
So as ISEC, we offer many volunteering and interning opportunities abroad, and especially for the finance students, we have a lot of interning opportunities where they can get a lot of international exposure.
FISA's goal being to grow bigger, plans are underway to ensure that not only finance students become finance literate, but also students from other fields. Reporting for UNCTV, my name is Ruwaida Abdullahi.
Elsewhere, the University of Nairobi's library hosted its Library Cultural Day on the 8th of April 2025. Students and staff gathered to celebrate Kenya's diverse heritage through music, dance, and exhibitions, transforming it into a center of cultural expression. Tema Murende tells us more.
The University of Nairobi's library transformed into a vibrant cultural hub on the 8th of April 2025. Students and university community gathered to celebrate the richness of Kenya's diverse traditions, with different ethnic communities represented.
I come from the Gema community, a combination of 3 ethnic groups, that is Kikuyu, Embu, and Meru.
I represent the Kisii community.
In line with the World Cultural Day held globally on May 21st, the youthful energy filled the air as traditional dancers dressed in indigenous regalia took center stage. From the rhythmic steps of Luya dances to the soulful melodies of Gema music, The celebration was a visual and auditory spectacle, further complemented by traditional games and performances.
We also share food and cuisine, and we do the dancing.
From exhibition stalls, artifacts that acted as a mirror of the past and heritage were displayed, sparking conversations on the importance of cultural preservation.
There is also a lot of material in artifacts. So all those help us trace our culture.
For the Kisi, when we collect all our artifacts that we used to use traditionally, so it will help us to continue doing our research or maintaining the culture, remembering where we came from.
This celebration not only highlighted Kenya's vibrant traditions, but also underlined the library's evolving role as a custodian of heritage and culture.
So the library stocks a lot of books in our diverse cultures, and that is how we are a bridge between the culture and knowledge, in that people can come to our library, source for our books on different cultures, and read about them.
This second Library Cultural Day was beyond the traditional delicacies, colorful performances and cultural expression. The day carried a deeper message that knowledge literacy is a vital tool for preservation and revival of culture.
The culture enhances education very much because it started from the culture, and then this modernization of education, when it came, it was integrated and it made it perfect.
Reporting for UNCTV, I am Temo Murende.
Still on the second edition of the Library Cultural Day, which was held to reimagine how knowledge is shared and preserved, blending tradition with innovation. From partners in academia to digital platforms, the event aimed to spotlight the evolving role of the modern library and the value of culture in shaping identity and learning. Ivan Tumpez with the full story.
April 8, 2025 marks the second edition of the University of Nairobi Library Cultural Day, a vibrant event that blends academic tradition with cultural celebration following its debut last year. Gracing the occasion were members of the Uon fraternity, including the Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs Professor Ayub Gitau, Chief Operations Officer Brian Ouma, Dean Faculty of Arts Professor Jack Odhiambo, and key partners such as Kenya Alliance Insurance, YMCA, UNES, Kenya Education Network, Nakada and eKitabu among others. The Deputy Director of Planning for Library and Information Service, George Nyalwal, emphasized the importance of finding innovative ways to showcase academic culture to wider audiences. He welcomed ideas from the public and encouraged other departments within the university to host similar events celebrating academic identity.
We are showcasing our culture, which is an extension of what is domiciled within our books on the various and diverse cultures.
He noted that cultural knowledge has evolved from traditional print to digital platforms like social media, making it more accessible and relatable to today's generation. Today's modern library, as Nyalwal explained, is inclusive, serving students, persons with disabilities, and other diverse users.
And make videos and maybe show these videos through our library website.
The event distinguished between two types of knowledge: explicit knowledge found in books and tacit knowledge, which is wisdom passed through experience and culture. The event served as a platform to preserve tacit knowledge, for which, if not shared, risks disappearing.
The one that we are forgetting is what we decided that we showcase. The tacit knowledge is the one that I think the country is forgetting.
Generations have different, or it's dynamic, in that you may find that current generation may not really embrace or else buy what our ancestors used to live.
eKitabu, a digital platform launched in 2018, redefined access to books through eKitabu.com, and by promoting works from African authors, it plays a key role in documenting and celebrating Kenya's cultural diversity, much of which will be lost without proper documentation.
As we celebrate this, We can also be reading stories from African authors where they've actually documented some of these cultural diversities and cultural stories.
We have a Y book club. This is a club that entails in researching and learning different books in general.
Culture is not without its challenges. As cultural celebrations grow, so does concern about substance abuse among university students. NACADA, present at the event, has published numerous resources addressing drug abuse, highlighting the role of knowledge in shaping healthy lifestyles.
When you go to our website, which is www.nacada.go.ke, you find that under Info Hub, you'll find there are so many books written under the parents.
From the rhythm of drums and traditional music to the rhythm of ideas, the University of Nairobi Library Cultural Day reminds us that knowledge is both innovative and inherited. Reporting for UNC TV, my name is Ivan Chumpez.
In other news, the Department of Sports has announced a temporary closure of several key playing fields at the main campus to pave way for renovations by the Kenya National Highways Authority. While the directive has stirred logistical concerns, it's also being viewed as a chance to revive the university's sporting legacy. Tiberius Baraza has the full story.
In a message to students and the university community, the University of Nairobi Department of Sports has announced the temporary closure of the hockey, netball, handball, and lower football field of the main campus. This is due to the planned renovation and upgrade by the Kenya National and Highways Authority. The direction issued through the Corporate Affairs Office has further directed all hockey activities to be relocated to the Lower Kabete campus to facilitate seamless continuity of the sports activities. However, to the students' fraternity, this move could be another logistical nightmare in their sports journey.
You can find maybe it's a commuting student, so they have to commute twice. It might be inconveniencing them in terms of fare, in terms of distance, and how they have to prepare themselves.
Their morale is going to be affected because they're so used to the training facilities here. Now they have to adjust to the new demands. They have to think about commuting and such.
Citing the deplorable state of some sports facilities, the move has also been received with open arms by students who believe this could be one among the many intentions to regain the lost glory of the university in sports facilities management and maintenance.
Kind of positive thing to the students and the university, because if you see the condition of that football pitch, it's quite pathetic, especially during rainy season.
Wakifanya renovations here tuwarudishe venye ilikuwa, like wazi upgrade kiasi, at least waweke goals zingine mpya za hockey, pia hizo za futa tuweke neti mzuri, watumakie field vizuri.
While the time set for the upgrade and renovation by Kenha remains uncertain, it is the ardent hope of students that the end result will be worth the wait. Reporting for UNC TV, my name is Tiberius Barasa.
Finally, as the semester moves into its second half, students are preparing for their continuous assessment tests. These assessments not only help gauge their progress, but also have an impact on their final exams. In the midst of the busy schedules, students are sharing their experiences, balancing coursework, personal commitments, and exam preparation. Duncan Jomo has the story.
As continuous assessment tests pile up across the semester, students at the University of Nairobi are feeling the pressure. With tight deadlines, unfinished course content, and overlapping tests, many are trying to stay afloat through different coping strategies.
Beating deadlines is starting the preparations for the cuts and the assignments in sufficient time. Though I work best under pressure, I often start quite early.
When juggling about the deadline of cuts, it's like it's a bit nervous for me. I feel a bit nervous.
Juggling coursework, group projects, and overlapping deadlines is the reality for many university students. Some rely on last-minute cramming, while others were by group study session. For those in research-heavy fields, library visit and lecture notes are the key.
I usually cram. You cram towards the exam because you know I have a busy schedule, so I cram. But if there are takeaway cuts, I discuss with others.
For cuts and class projects, first of all, we use materials in the library.
and I also do group discussions together with my friends. And maybe once in a while, checking around the internet, YouTube, something like that, and preparing.
The handles pile up fast, overlapping deadlines, limited prep time, and even logistical issues like missing library books or unresponsive teammates.
You may find some books are not there in the library, and maybe if I'm a person who does group discussions, maybe some people are not around, so getting the people who you work with is very difficult.
Despite the chaos, most students describe their work as manageable, but only with high quality time management. And still, many admit the cost that Jago comes at a cost sleep, social life, and sometimes even the quality of their work.
I think it's fair because for me, we have some takeaway cards, which we have maybe a month or 2 months. Others, a few we do in class. So I think it's manageable for me. The workload is not that draining. It's not draining, it's fair.
Reporting for UNC TV, I am Duncan Jamal.
Now you're up to date with the UON Weekly by UNC TV. Remember to catch the next episode right here on YouTube and follow us across all our social media platforms for updates. My name is Ruby Mutegi.
UNC TV, empowering you.